Well, good morning, everyone. This is the 19th attempt in this sequence of Pins Vlogs. Today is Sunday morning, January 27th in the year of our Lord 2008. It's been quite a while since I've done one of these vlogs, and I know many of you have been clamoring for a new one. And it's just I've been a little too busy lately to get around and take some time up. But since it's a snowy Sunday morning here, and I was already out and about this morning, got my oil changed after my return home from the visit to my other house this weekend, and also had a day off on Friday for a variety of reasons. And so I thought I'd try one of these vlogs again just to get everybody back in the stead of this. So life's been busy, work's been busy. I've been trying to plan some vacations coming up here, one in March out to Las Vegas, and then with family and sisters, and then one down to the South Carolina Myrtle Beach area in May. I think we're going down there for a week. Try a new area, Murrells Inlet, I believe, this year. We'll get a condo top floor down there. So anyhow, as I already said, this morning was pretty busy. I got the oil changed and tires rotated down at the Walmart at 8 o'clock, and back home here. Roads are a little slick this morning. It's cold, and there is a layer of snow coming down. So I think I might just stay back in the house here the rest of the day here, get some breakfast later on, and post this and see how we're doing. So first of all, I'd like to say hi to everybody and hope everybody's doing well. I'll get to the special highs later in this, and of course my normal three-pronged attack on these vlogs. But just wanted to say hi to everybody out there, and if I miss somebody at the end, know that it's not on purpose. It's just that can't have time to say hi to everybody, or a special hi to everybody. So let's get into the normal three-prong approach to this. We'll break it up into news, sports, and special highs. Big news item this morning was, of course, that Barack Obama won the South Carolina Democratic primary, I believe, yesterday. I don't know what the final percents were, to be honest. I didn't hear that this morning. But I'm sure Bill and Hillary will come out and say that it's the black vote that cost him this primary. And I'm sure if you've read my blog recently, you know that I'm pretty much sick and tired. I know the primaries are meant to determine the policies that various candidates say they will take if and when they're elected to the office that they're running for. But and I'm sorry I have to say this, but anytime the Clintons are involved, you get both of them and you want neither of them, and you can't believe either one of them as far as you can throw them. And I'm just sorry that a lot of you women out there have been bamboozled by Hillary saying that she'll do this and she'll do that. Hillary's just like every other politician, if not worse. Her personal issues and her personal priorities are what's important to her. Nothing that you do in your life is important to her. Getting elected to office, obtaining and gaining and keeping power is the only thing that's interesting to those two. But anyhow, you're sick of it as much as I am, so let's move on. The equity markets around the world are still pretty much in flux as far as I know. It was pretty interesting watching some of the comments coming out of Davos, Switzerland this week. I guess there was some kind of world leader economic summit going on over there, and how concerned they were about the American equity market. Well, it's all based on the old economic principle that bad money drives good money out of the market. A lot of these large banks and loaning institutions have been giving out money as if it's water coming out of the spigot or grown on the back trees to people that just don't deserve credit. The housing market's got way overpriced. You're paying $300,000 for a house that's worth maybe $130,000 or $140,000. So that's all coming home to roost right now. I hope many of you were like me. I took about a third or a little bit more out of my 403B from the equity side and moved it over to fixed and or money market. So even though I'm still taking a beating in the remaining 60% of the money that I had in the equity markets, I don't feel as bad. Also, if you've been following what's happening in the European markets, the Société Générale, however you would pronounce that in French, Société Générale, one of their rogue traders apparently have cost them $7 billion in bad trades. This was very similar to what happened to that Barings Bank employee a few years ago when I think he lost $4 billion in bad trades, and Barings Bank I think went under or was dissolved into some other entities, and I would envision the same thing happening to this French bank. Although in their socialistic system, you're never quite sure how things are going to work out over there. The price of oil has been coming down a little bit. I just stopped and got gas this morning. I think it was $3.01 or $2.99 locally here. I probably should have checked more closely, but I had one of those 20-cent off per gallon things, so I went ahead and got that gas. We hit a high around here of about $3.19 and $3.29 recently. Price per barrel of oil, I believe, is creeping down to around $88. I envision it coming down to about $75 in the short term, maybe by March, and then we'll see what happens when they convert over to the summertime distilling and processing, etc. One last news item here. I had to laugh this week when I watched Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid and Bush up there all taking credit for this big economic stimulus that probably won't happen until, my understanding was the earliest would be July, because even though they come out and said, oh, this is a done deal, as soon as they went back and they started talking to their colleagues, the add-ons start happening, the earmarks start happening, and I think when it's all said and done, if it takes another month or two, I wouldn't be surprised if Bush vetoes the darn thing, even though he agreed to the basics of it, because, once it's like sausage making. Once you go back into the Congress, into both houses, and they start their add-ons and earmarks, it's just laughable how this works out. So I don't think your $300 check come July will make much of a difference. I think we had one of these back in, 2001, and it didn't work out too well or wasn't too accurate. So we'll see. Bush is winding down here. I think he's pretty much worn out, to be perfectly honest, and lost interest in a lot of this stuff, and I don't blame him. He's been a war president now for going on almost, 6 years, I guess, and it just takes its toll. You can see in his facial expressions and his body language that he's pretty much worn out. I think it's the same thing you saw with pretty much Abraham Lincoln in the Civil War, and even Delano Roosevelt, how much it ages somebody to be a wartime president. All right, I got a bunch more news, but let's move on here. I don't want this to run on forever. I know people hate the length of these. Anyhow, let's move on to some sports. Super Bowl 42, of course, is coming up next Sunday evening, 6 o'clock our time, I believe, or 6:30. It's the up-and-coming Giants against that dynasty-building Patriots. In my Pick'ems game, I, of course, posted the original point spread line, which was just above 14. I understand it's down to about 12 now. Now, I'm not much of a gambler or anything, but I do like to see how the Vegas lines get pushed around as the money comes in and out of the games, etc. It wouldn't surprise me if the Giants won, and it also wouldn't surprise me if the Patriots blew them out. Super Bowls are pretty funny things to try to predict, but we'll see. It was interesting TV, of course, the last few days watching Tiger Woods out there at the Buick Open in San Diego, although I think the fourth round might get rained out today. Just watching Tiger Woods play golf, please take the time to do that, because you don't often see a superb athlete at the top of their game dominating the rest of the competition as much as he does. I'm not sure if he'll win all 4 majors this year. If anybody can do it, of course, it's him. I think it just comes down to his concentration, and in that aspect, he's second to none. But it's just a pleasure to watch somebody work at that level of skills and everything. So, anyhow, baseball spring training, pitchers and catchers are going to be starting up, I think, probably early February, maybe 2 weeks from now. That's always pretty exciting, although a lot of people have changed teams, and it'll be interesting to see how your local teams, how you react to some of the people coming in and who have left. I haven't been to a Major League Baseball game since 93, I believe, or 94. Many of you know the history on that once they canceled the World Series at that strike season. I still try to attend a few minor league games every year. I really like to watch that. And, of course, I participate in fantasy baseball, and I do pretty well in that. But they're not getting my money to go over and go see these $25 million a year players. It's just not worth it to me anymore. There are some other sports items. I think the Miami Heat finally won a game last night, and so ended their 15-game losing streak. I just feel bad for Dwayne Wade. He gives all his heart, and they don't put a team around him, and Shaquille O'Neal probably should retire, but it's interesting. All right. I'm sure there's other sports items, too, that have come across my radar screen, but those were the highlights, I think, for this week. All right, let's get to some special highs here, and first I want to say some special highs to some of my friends who are either going through some sick or health crises. And I just want you to know that I'm thinking about you and praying for you. Sergeant Commander Debbie down south there, the Gator girl, she's been on bed rest, I think, for almost a week now with some pneumonia and some other things. Glad you're trying to quit smoking again, you and Sweet D, or did you quit smoking? I think Sweet D's trying again. But anyhow, Sergeant Debbie, please get well. You know you're always in my thoughts and prayers, and Karen, love you very much. So just get better down there, will you please? What's her name? Gretchen also is going through some issues, and I'm sure if she wants you to know, she'll tell you about them, because I only hear bits and pieces myself. But just know, girl, that you're always in my thoughts and prayers, and however things come out, I hope they come out the way you want them to and positive. Tinkerbell Michelle, again, my prayers and love are always with you too, so just get better, and just know that we're praying for you. Karen Tiger Sensual Cat Girl, you've been having some sinus issues, and I'm sure that's impacting your day-to-day business and work and stuff like that, so I hope you get better and everything works out that way too. Tina Sensual Butterfly, you've been going through some stress with the changing of jobs or quitting of jobs and moving and everything. Probably the best thing for you is to get back to the family where they can help support you and love you and everything. So I hope everything works out well for you. Our little Bren, that sweet little innocent Bren down south there, she's been going through a lot of stress with all the job issues and things as well, so I hope things are working out for you. You know, it's sort of tough when people point fingers in your direction, so just know that I'm thinking about you and praying for you too, and hope everything works out. She, of course, is just being her, so we need to pray for her on a daily basis just to get her through her normal day-to-day life, of course. Asen, you know you're always on my thoughts and prayers too, and hope your next evaluation pushes you into the mid-90s as you're expecting. I know how competitive you are, and being number one and staying there is a tough chore, young lady, so, but if anybody can do it, I'm sure it's you. Cortana Angela, you know that you're in our thoughts and prayers as well for a variety of reasons, and you're, of course, facing things that the average person probably shouldn't have to face in their lifetime, but know that you're in our thoughts and prayers. Carolyn, we're always hoping that things are working out for you and everything. Corey, hope things are working out for you. And Amy, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I think you know who you are. I hope everything's working out, and know that we're thinking about you in thoughts and prayers and stuff as well. Now, I'm sure I'm forgetting tons of other people too here, and for that I apologize. Just know that I do worry about a lot of you folks out there, and you are on my prayer list, and things that I think about and hope and good thoughts on. All right, well, I think I better wind this up. I'm not quite sure how long this was, probably 10 or 15 minutes, but I'm going to wrap this up now. No new updates, no new stories for you, so just want you to know that thoughts and prayers are with you. You be good and stay safe out there, and I'm out of here for today. Enjoy your Sundays, and if you're out traveling on the roads today, be careful because they're slick. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.